guys, Adam here, Blackfyre Productions. Welcome back to another episode of World War Marvel. I am here today and I'm going to be doing a unboxing because we just got some new stock in here in Canada. I know I've seen these models elsewhere in the world, but we've just got them here in person in Canada. So before we get into this unboxing, gotta give a big shout out to Torchlight Games and Hobbies in Burlington, Ontario, Canada. You can check the link in the description of the video down below and go check out their web store. Give them the support and the likes because they are a great store to be dealing with, and they've been sponsoring the channel for the last while. While you're there, you can use the code FIRE5 to save yourself 5% off of your hobby supply needs. They are the ones that sent me these copies of these models. I make most of my purchases through them. And so they sent these to me, and here I am. I'm going to be quickly doing these unboxing videos, building them up right away, and then getting them out, and hopefully into a battle report once I get them painted. So first off, we're going to do CP53, Jean Grey and Cassandra Nova unboxing. I'm going to do her and them, and then I'm going to discuss where I'm going to put Jean, which is pretty obvious in an X-Men list because that's where she belongs. I haven't looked at Cassandra Nova really, so I don't know what I'm going to do with her, but Jean for sure is going to go in an X-Men list with a whole bunch of mutants in there. So, but we're going to do an unboxing, show you the cards, show you the models, or I should say the Sprues, talk a little bit about my roster with her in it, and I will be discussing like a 10 tactics cards, 10 man unit, and then with a new scenario play that was introduced over the mini extravaganza. So I will be using that as a roster building because most of my battle reports going forward, I think that's what I'll be using is that. So again, check out CP53 right now. Let's jump in. Here we are with CP53 new minis. Yes, excited. Jean Grey, Cassandra Nova. I know about Jean Grey, don't know much about Cassandra Nova except for what a few people have told me, but both seem to be like psychic powerhouses, which makes sense because she supposedly is Xavier's sister? Who knows, but you got the box art there, a little write-up and contents on the back, so you can see on the back there you have one Jean Grey model, one Cassandra Nova model, bases, character stat cards, team tactics cards, 2 of them, and then 11 tokens, and then more artwork on the side there as well, right? So opening this sucker up, let's see what's on the inside. You have your cards here in that pack, your rules, or not rules but instructions. Maybe they have new rules, but they don't. We know this. It doesn't look like there's a ton of steps for building these. So Jean Grey looks to be 5 steps with 7, maybe 9 components. That's not bad. And Cassandra Nova looks to be pretty easy too, with her literally 4 steps and 7 components, 8 if you include the base, 9 I guess if you include the base setup. So not a bunch of components, and they look pretty straightforward to build and put together. So that's not bad. No new rules or anything like that. So let's look at the Sprues first for these minis. Oh, that has the fresh smell of plastic. They say plastic crack, and I can understand why, because I am super excited to get these guys going. Yes, plastic crack. I needed my fix. It's been way too long. So you got your bases, for those that have not seen these bases before, but if you are playing Marvel Crisis Protocol, you know exactly what they are. Cassandra Nova Sprue. Yeah, here we go. So that's one side of them. You can see the scarves there, right? You can see the trench coats, the blast off effect for the base, and then the actual stand that she stands on. I don't know, I might just have her like walking on the cement instead of the blast off if I can get it to work. That's what I'm thinking I'm going to do, is maybe just have her like pacing forward. Just, it would look a little bit more menacing, I think. And maybe I will try to alter her hand with the cane to almost have it like out front instead of at her side. Would take a little bit of green stuff, but definitely doable, I think. Jean Grey Sprue. Again, not a lot of components, which is nice, and they don't look too fiddly either. I think the most fiddly part here is going to be probably the face attaching it, and even then that's not going to be bad. It's just going to be a little bit of glue and insert and away you go. And then also maybe, I don't know how she attaches to the base. I didn't look at the instructions all that well, but I know I've had issues with like Doctor Strange. He didn't want to stick to the rings that he's on. And I think Storm was another one with the lightning bolt. I couldn't figure out how to get her on there properly. It took me a little bit to try it out. But yeah, nice details. I like it. Jean's just definitely going to be the first mini that I paint up out of these guys. It's going to be really, really good. So tokens, let's look at those. Then we'll look at the cards, go over the cards and what they have on them, I should say. I was about to say in stock, on stock, but it's in them. So tokens wise, you have a whole bunch of X-Men tokens, slow, and then also a root token as well. Yeah, so that's good. I don't, who gives out root in this? Cassandra Nova gives out slow and root. Okay, that makes sense then. So it's like Jean doesn't give out root as far as I could remember. But yeah, so a bunch of tokens, a bunch of X-Men affiliation tokens, 2 tactics cards. So you have Mental Domination, which is an unaffiliated active card. So during their activation, Cassandra Nova or Jean Grey may spend 3 power to play this card. Choose an enemy character within range 3 of the chosen of this character, advance the chosen character short, then the character that played this card makes the attack above. So it's not, doesn't take an attack action, it's allowing you by playing this card to make this attack. When measuring range and line of sight from this attack, measure from the chosen character, not the attacking character. So basically it's chosen from the character that has been advanced, and then add dice to the attack roll equal to the physical defense of the chosen character. So if you have somebody like, it's range 2 and 2 power or 2 strength based. So I'm assuming that if you have something like, well, I'm not assuming, it says it right there, but like if you can do this on Carnage, and then all of a sudden Carnage moves short and then attacks somebody for 7 dice, or even somebody that has a 4 physical defense, it's just a nice extra, maybe a couple of points of damage on them, which is really nice. And what's really cool is you may reroll any number of your opposing defense dice in the defense roll. So if they roll hot on their defense and you want to capitalize on that, you can. Then the next card is Jean! I definitely have thrown this in for thematic purposes in my roster that I'll be using. So it's unaffiliated, it's reactive. When an allied Jean Grey is either dazed or KO'd, after the effect is resolved, an allied Cyclops or Wolverine may play this card. The character that played this card may immediately perform an attack. So that's going to be really good because it doesn't say a basic strike. It doesn't say a 0 cost power attack. It says an attack. It can be Cyclops' big optic devastation. It can be Wolverine's... what is his big attack called? I can't even remember what his big attack is, but it could be his big attack if he has a power. And because I do have Cyclops in my roster, I was chatting with a couple of people. Nick, who's a guy from Ontario that I've played a few games with before, not of Marvel but of other things. So I've spoken to him in person, but we were chatting online. And he was saying Jean Pop's really good in Cyclops' leadership, which I can completely understand that because the power that she generates and being able to draw on power. So the roster they made, I do have that available to me, but I also have like Storm's leadership in there too because it's so good, and being able to control people and their movement with Jean is just so nice. And then you have that extra little bit of jumping capability with the leadership from Storm. But anyhow, let's look at these cards first. So we're going to go with Cassandra Nova first. Let me see if I can get that light glare out of there. That's kind of better, I guess. Let's do that. Cassandra Nova first, and so she, on her healthy side, has 7 stamina, movement of medium, size 2, and cost 5 threat. Defenses are 2, 3, and 4. You have Psionic Bolt, which is range 4, 5 strength, 0 power to do. So you gain power equal to damage dealt, and then you also sap power. So before damage is dealt, the target character loses 1 power for each wild in the attack roll. This character gains that amount of power, so she can become a power battery. Then you have Mind Possession, which costs 1 power. It is range 3, 6 strength attack. It's Mystic again. After this attack is resolved, you may advance the target character its speed. That is so good. My original thought was to throw her in with X-Force due to the fact that she has healing factor, and while Wolverine, Sabretooth, and Deadpool, they all have healing factor, so an exceptional healing card just applies to her too. And now that, like, thinking about it, that she has Mind Possession, I think I'm going to put her into X-Force. Maybe, just for that extra board control, because that board control is just so good. You can just move people wherever. Yeah, that's really cool. And then her big spender is Flesh Mutation, or Manipulation, sorry, not Mutation. It is a physical attack, range 2, 8 strength, so 8 dice, and then 4 power to use. It on a wild has Explosive Force. After this attack is resolved, other characters within range 2 of this character are pushed away from this character short. Push characters suffer 1 damage from it. So that's really good. So after this attack is resolved, yeah, other characters within 2 of this character. So she's like on an E scenario and uses that, then all of a sudden she pushes everybody away from that objective, which can be super helpful. And then they all suffer damage too, so a little bit of damage goes a long way. Superpowers wise, she has a Biokinesis. Choose an enemy character within range 3. It gains the Root and Slow special conditions. Root sucks because anybody that spends power all of a sudden has to spend an extra additional power when they use a superpower, and then Slow just can wreck anybody's day. Basically, when you get pushed away short or anything else, all of a sudden it's now half your activation is gone to move back into position. So I like both of those. Psychic Distraction, it's a reactive, cost 2. Oh, sorry, the Biokinesis costs 3 power to use. Psychic Distraction, it's reactive, costs 2 power to use. When an enemy character ends a movement within range 3 of this character may use a superpower, roll 4 dice. The enemy character suffers 1 damage for each crit and wild. The superpower, if this superpower deals at least 1 damage, this character may advance short. Super good. Well, I love it for Mysterio, and I'm gonna love it for Cassandra Nova too. So yeah, I like that. I've used that so many times with Mysterio, with his hypnotic gas to be able to move somebody in range, and then all of a sudden they take damage from this ability, and it allows Mysterio to sort of play around the board and the fringe of the board, I should say, and just sort of pick on people. Really, really fun. Next reactive superpower is telekinetic. Let me see if I can get there. Telekinetic Deflection. If this character would suffer collision, it may use the superpower. This character does not suffer damage from that. So that's really cool. I like that a lot because her physical defense is so low, so you can spend the 2 power. She does look very power hungry, but she does have the means to get it, though, with that Psionic Bolt. And then she has Telepathic Cloak. Characters must be within range 3 of this character to target it with attack. So it's sort of like Storm's stealth ability as well, where it's not called stealth. So I think there's a tactics cards that can negate stealth now. That won't apply to her. So stealth is a fantastic thing. So she's going to be really good at just sitting back outside of range 3 and just hitting you with her Psionic Bolt until she's ready to bring you in using Mind Possession or manipulate you and get within that. So then innate superpowers, again, are Flight and Healing Factor 1. So that's why I thought of adding her into X-Force, was for that healing factor, because I already have exceptional healing and everything with her, or with that team. So I thought might as well do that too. It's quickly becoming apparent, because my X-Force X-Men list roster are combined currently. It quickly is becoming apparent that I'm going to have to change that and make them into 2 completely separate different lists. I guess I don't have to, but with all the models that are going to be coming out, it's going to happen. Cassandra Nova, on her injured side, health goes down to 6. Or stamina goes down to 6, and everything else stays the same. So really cool card. I do like her, and again, I think X-Force is where I'm putting her. I know you can put her into the Cabal, but I don't know for 5 points if she would replace a MODOK. Maybe there's a place for her. I just haven't thought of it yet. I would like to pair her up though with Mysterio and Green Goblin, and so maybe Spider Foes actually could be a tasty spot for her too, just because of all the movement shenanigans. Then you throw Rocket in there as well. So Rocket, her, are 7. You then use... then you use Green Goblin, brings you up to 11. Mysterio for 3 brings you up to 14. And then if 17 threat, you can throw in another 3-pointer if you have a second 2-pointer. Away you go. But yeah, I think she actually could be fun in that as well, because with what is it, the Neogenic Recombinator that heals. And then you also generally will have a Lizard too. So again, you can then take exceptional healing because of healing factor in there. So yeah, I think that actually might be a home for her over top of Cabal. I might actually throw her into Spider Foes because that could be a lot of fun. Now on to Jean. Jean! Yeah, that's right, Jean Grey. I can't wait to see a Dark Phoenix Ultimate Encounter with Jean. I think that would be so cool. We would definitely need a new mini for that too. Well, just a Phoenix mini in general, and then have like an Ultimate Encounter with her as well. So Jean Grey, let's go over her card. 6 stamina on the front, medium movement, size 2, 5 costs, 3, 4, 5 for her defenses, so solid defense stats right there. Her basic attack is Psionic Bolt, the exact same as Cassandra Nova, so sap on wild. So each wild in the attack roll, you drain, you remove that amount of power from your target before damage is dealt, and then you gain that amount of power. And then she has her Spender, which is her Telekinetic Force. It is a physical attack, range 3, strength of 9, so 9 dice of damage, and then costs 6 power to use. Before damage is dealt, target character is size 4 or less, so Hulk, MODOK, etc. This character may throw the target character away short. All of a sudden, Mack Truck incoming. Here we go, smash. And then if you have a wild in those 9 dice, which you probably will before damage is dealt, other characters within range 2 of, or sorry, other enemy characters within range 2 of the target character suffers 1 point in damage. And so what's really cool is you can throw before you do the explosive, so you can throw into a better position, so we can hit more people with that sort of fringe, that like 1 point in damage there, which is really nice. So you can maximize that effect because you can choose the order of that. So looking at her superpowers, she has Battlefield Manipulation, cost 3 to do. Choose an interactive terrain feature of size 4 or less within range 3 and throw medium. So she's going to be throwing buildings and everything as well. So going to be awesome. Matter Transmutation, choose another character with an activated token within range 2 and push it short. A character can only be moved by this superpower once per turn. So you can do that multiple times as long as you have the power to do it. So good, so good. And I'll explain when I go into my roster what my plans are to use that with, or my plans for that superpower. So because I do have some if I'm lucky enough to pull it out, pull out the right crisis card, that is. Reactive is Shield Mind, it's 2 power to do, and then when this character or an allied character within range 4 of it would advance, place, or be pushed by an enemy effects or an enemy mystic attack or enemy superpower, you may use this superpower. Allied character is not advanced, placed, or pushed. So things like the Thanos and his portal, the Mind Gem, things like that. Even the Mind Possession from Cassandra Nova, just completely shutting down that extra movement, which is really good, which is what you want. She's going to be completely a support piece, but also be able to dish out a ton of damage with her Telekinetic Force and Battlefield Manipulation. Then her next couple of powers, she has Flight, and then Latent Psychic Potential, so during the power phase, this character gains 1 additional power. Flipping over to her backside, she has 7 stamina, which is the only change that I see on here. So it's going to be really, really cool. Like I said, I know where I'm going to be putting Jean, because she fits in the X-Men oh so well. I'm just pulling up what I got here, and we can sort of discuss what is going on with her, at least in my list here. So current roster with her, so obviously I have her, I have Cyclops, Beast, Deadpool, Storm, Wolverine, Sabretooth, Domino, Toad, and Cable. Those are my 10 models that I'll be bringing with me. It was my mix of X-Force, X-Men, because the list sort of like goes back and forth. And so I drop... Who did I drop? I dropped Bob to bring in Toad instead, and I dropped Punisher because I've never actually ended up using him in this list, and I put Jean in there instead. So those are the two changes from the characters from my usual like roster that I brought for X-Men and X-Force. Tactics cards wise, I got climbing gear for some extra movement. All you've got field dressing, no matter the cost. So all you got to do the double activation in the turn, then field dressing to heal somebody if you need to, or to heal them from the all you've got turn. No matter the cost, basically anybody that has a healing factor, you can use that. So like Deadpool or Wolverine, they can use that where they can take a couple of points damage and then lower the cost of an attack by that amount. And then at the end of the round with healing factor, you just heal it back to normal. To me, my X-Men, which is really good, that's the one where you spend, I think, is it within 4? But either way, it's within a certain distance. I think it's 4, and you spend 2 power, and you get to advance the person short towards you. So I've used that before, where I've ran somebody up the board to grab an objective, and then to pull them back to safety. And then I have... It just doesn't want to load for some reason. I don't get it. Either way, I'll go back to it. Yeah, then exceptional healing, which I talked about with the healing factor with Deadpool and Wolverine. It just fits. And even Sabretooth there. And then Cat and Mouse is the X-Force side of things. And then I have First Class as well, which you can interact with your first objective any turn and not have to spend power. If you are an Uncanny X-Men member, which basically everybody here will be. So, and then the other 2 cards, I kind of want to do this mental domination due to the fact that I can then have a little bit more board control with Jean, I should say. And then also get some extra damage out of it as well. So I was thinking that as my second card, but I'm really liking this Jean for the Cyclops ability as well. Just a off chance to be able to use, Optic Devastation if the scenarios or the crises go to my advantage is just a really good thing. Sorry, it's 1 power. So basically a character with an Uncanny X-Men leadership may use this and spend any number of power. For 1 power spent, 1 allied character may advance short towards this character. Yeah, so it's a power per person that's moved. So that's for that, to me, my X-Men. So that's really good. But yeah, back to Jean. I think just with Cyclops leadership and that, if you can do an off-turn, like Optic Devastation, it's just a huge thing. And it's really good. So I'm debating that. I am thinking Bitter Rivals, and I think I'll throw Jean in there as that, as my 2 other tactics cards above my 8 that I have on here to bring me up to 10 in total. And that's just if I do end up playing her on Cyclops' team, right? So... crises that I have for my extractions, I have Spider Infected Invade Manhattan, so I can hopefully grab that objective using Storm's leadership. I can bounce up somebody that has a medium base with 1 movement, grab that and then pull it back to that center objective, then pull it back if I have priority. If I don't, I have some means to be able to like manipulate people with Jean, or if I took like Mental Domination to move them back and be able to focus fire on them to get that point back. I have Mystic Wakandan Herb, fact or fiction. So with that, that's where Jean comes into play with her matter transmutation, where she can sort of push people around. Paired with Hop and Toad's range to move or reach to grab an objective, I was thinking between her being able to push him after he activates, his Hop, his Slippery, Cyclops with his field leader being able to move people around. I think I have a chance to play the Mystic Wakandan Herbs and actually get that objective back to my side of the board, and then be able to stop people from moving using my Shield Mind ability. At least that's a thought. So that's why I threw that in there. And then I have a Research Station Attack just for an E in case I want to play everybody nice and close and tight together. And then that's where I'm going to be using X-Men Blue with Cyclops and just hopefully being able to blast people, and then Jean Grey up there. It could be honestly fun to use Cyclops, Jean Grey, and Cable, but that's 14 points on its own right there. So I don't know if I would do that. Maybe if the point limits were a little bit higher, like 19, I might do that. But yeah, I think it would just be overkill, but it would just be fun, I think, if I did. So those are the extractions. The 3 secures are sword establishes base on Moon's blue area. So again, this is just bringing the fight to the center, that center line across the board. And again, I think X-Force can sort of benefit from that. I think Jean can benefit from that closeness with everybody, and again, allows me to use X-Men, or Uncanny X-Men Blue, or Team Blue. And then I have Affinity Formula goes missing for some extra power generation, and Mutant Madman turns City Center into Lethal Amusement Park for my last crises. So yeah, that's what it's looking like with Jean. I think she definitely doesn't have a play. She does have a play with Cyclops, obviously, just to be able to pull power from people. So I think you can use up to 3 other people can spend 1 power, or they have to be within range, and any number of allied characters within range 3 can spend a power. Each power reduces the cost of the attack by 1 to a minimum of 1, so she can spend 1 power to use that if there was 5 people within range, which there never is. But the fact that she can sort of get those discounts on her big spender and then use the rest of her power to manipulate the board is really good. So she's going to be a heavy hitting support piece, I think, is what she's going to be. Not the same as Cable, but very similar, but slightly different in the sense that she will keep people in place where you want them, holding objectives, as well as manipulating people with matter transmutation, where Cable was more about putting up the shields and protecting people and then hitting people and lining up those incinerates so other people could attack easier, I think. But yeah, so that is my roster. X-Men / X-Force currently will eventually just be dumped just for its X-Men. Because like Colossus and Rogue and everybody else that was shown to come out, like absolutely going to be going into this list. And it'll be pure X-Men. It'll be pure awesomeness and fun. So, but this is my unboxing for CP53, Jean Grey and Cassandra Nova. Let me know in the comments down below what you think and what you're doing with these characters. Also, while you're there, check out the description of the video so you can check out Torchlight Games and Hobbies and their link to their web store, as well as our Patreon page where you can check out or support the channel through there as well. So please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, ignite your hobby.